Good day, everybody. I hope that you are well and also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 7 English lesson on reference skills. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English Language Arts, grade 7. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of reference skills. All right. So this is a continuation of our previous lesson on reference skills. In our previous lesson, we went over what guide words are and how to use it, as well as how to use thesaurus entries. So now we're going to continue on basically the use of reference skills, specifically dictionary entries, its definitions, and how to basically look at it in an alphabetical order. All right. So our chapter is reference skills. Our subject is English language arts. We're doing grade 7. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of reference skills is to use dictionary entries, it's to use dictionary definitions, and alphabetical order. So that is going to be our lessons for today. Use dictionary entries, use dictionary definitions, and alphabetical order. All right. So when it comes to reference skills, we're basically going to be using our dictionary entries. And remember, we said last time in our previous lesson that a dictionary entry, right? In a dictionary, it gives us the word, right? It gives us the word. They also give us the pronunciation. It will tell us how we can say the word. They will give us the part of speech. Is it a noun? Is it a verb? And so on. Sometimes they'll even give us the plural form of that specific word. Then, depending on how many meanings there are of the specific word within a dictionary, right, they would basically write down all of those words. So they write down all the meanings of that specific word. So of course it will be one word, but there will be different meanings to it. And here we have an example, right? All right. So a dictionary entry gives you many kinds of information about a word, right? Like I said, depending on the amount of definitions there are of a specific word, because you can have one word, but you can have multiple or a lot of definitions of that word. So, for example, here we have a word chick. You have an example of a word chick. Check. Chick. So the first thing that a dictionary does is they give us the word, which is chick. The second thing they do is they give us the pronunciation as to how you need to pronounce or say the word chick. All right. So we said the first thing we have is our word. The second thing is the pronunciation. The third thing is whether it is whatever part of speech, whether it is a noun, whether it's a verb, an adjective, adverb, or so on. The fourth thing that a dictionary entry gives us is the plural form of that word. So if the word is chick, the plural form of the word chick is chicks, because we just add an S to show that there's more than one, right? And then we have our dictionary meanings of that specific word. Like I say, sometimes a word will only have one meaning, but then there are times when you'll have one specific word with maybe three meanings. So you need to write down all those meanings. All right. So basically, we said that. So basically, we said that if you look at that specific, firstly, if you look at the numbers, right, that you'll see on that dictionary entry, each of the numbers are now being explained, and they're telling us what the numbers are for. And we say that number one, it is our entry word, the word that we are looking up. We're looking at for the dictionary of this specific word. So that is number one. And the entry word number one, it's a word that you look up. And remember, we said that the words are alphabetical order. All right. Then we see that the second word is the pronunciation, how you say the word, how the word should sound. That is the pronunciation, how the word should sound. Then the third word is the part of speech, like I said, whether it is a noun, a verb, an adjective, right? Or some other part of speech. And then we have our plural form and our meanings of those words. All right. So now, when it also comes once again to a dictionary, we said a dictionary can give you information. It can actually give you many kinds of information about a specific word, even meanings that we didn't even know of. We can find all of that in a dictionary. And within a dictionary entry, it usually includes a definition for each of a word's meaning or the senses. All right. All right. So when it comes to reference skills, right, we need to be able to know how to use our dictionary entries. And remember in our previous lesson, right, we said that we went over guide words, and in a dictionary we have guide words, right? These are words that will guide you as into if you are looking for a specific word. All right. So we say that we use dictionary entries. Once we use a dictionary entry, and once again, when it comes to dictionary entry, it can gives you many kinds of information, and it usually includes a definition for each of the word and its meaning. And keeping in mind that a dictionary entry, it is still in alphabetical order, right? It is in alphabetical order. Because if you're looking for a word, then it would be so much easier for you to spot a word because your guide words will be there to be able to tell you that, this word belongs here in between us, or just before us, or after that specific words. All right. So now we're going to aplusstudents.ca, and we're going to use dictionary entries. All right. So we said what a dictionary entry is. We say that in a dictionary we have the word, the pronunciation, how you need to say the word. We have the different meanings. You have they'll even tell you what the plural form is of that word, right? And keeping in mind that words are in alphabetical order within a dictionary. All right. So now, if we look at the specific sentence, it says we need to select the pronunciation of the word, or the dictionary entry, the pronunciation of this entry. It says traffic. There we have traffic. That is how we need to say it or sound. It's a noun. And there we have our four meanings of that word. What is the pronunciation? And if we were to choose the correct option, then yes, there we have our pronunciation. That basically tells us how you need to say the word, how the word sounds. And that is why usually that word looks different to the actual word. Here it says select the part of speech in this dictionary entry, the part of speech. It says foil, it's a noun. The plural of foil is foils, and there we have three meanings of foil. And if we were to select the part of speech, all right, and if we were to select the part of speech within this dictionary entry, what is the part of speech within within this entry? All right, and if we were to select the part of speech, and then we'll say it is a noun. All right. Let's go to our test where we're going to use dictionary entries. So we're going to our test now where we're going to use dictionary entries. We are going to identify whatever they ask us to identify. Like in this case, it says select the pronunciation in this dictionary entry, the pronunciation in this entry. How does the word sound? So our word is buoyant, right? So if we were to identify the pronunciation, is it option one buoyant or option two buoyant? Which one is correct? Option one for buoyant or option two for buoyant? Which one is correct? The pronunciation of the word. And if we were to select the correct word, the pronunciation, then we can say option one. That is how the word should sound. What is the part of speech within this sentence? The dictionary entry. Part of speech. Is it a noun? Option one. Or Mrs. Dalton? Option two. Which one is correct? The part of speech. And if we were to select the part of speech, then it would be option one. It is a noun. The next one says select the etymology. Select the etymology, right? It is when you have your dictionary meanings, and then lastly, they will tell you where it is derived from. So, option one, is it strange or unusual? Or is it option two, from Greek exotikos? Which one is correct? All right. And if we were to select the correct answer, we will say it is from option two, from Greek extikos. Exotikos. Well done. All right. Now we need to select the entry word, the word that we had to look up. So the entry word within this dictionary entry. The entry word, is it pathetic? Option one. Or is it option two, from Greek Patheticos. 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 And if we were to select the entry word within this dictionary, then it would be option one, pathetic. So pathetic. That is our entry word. So well done. That is our entry word, pathetic. All right, the next one says select the comparative and superlative forms of the dictionary entry. The superlative and the comparative forms of the word. It's almost like saying it is vivid, vivitor, vividest, more vivid, the most vivid. So, which means that if we were to select our comparative and superlative form, then we would say it is option two, more vivid and the most vivid. That is our comparative as well, as well as a superlative form of the dictionary entry. So we need to select the first definition of the dictionary entry. The first definition. Our word is contour. And the first definition, number one, is an outline or shape of something. That is what contour means. It is an outline or shape of something. All right. We need to select the first sample sentence in the dictionary entry, the first sample sentence within the entry. All right, so we need to select the first sample sentence in this dictionary entry. And with the dictionary entry, right, we have the meanings, and also with the meanings, they sometimes give you the sample. They give you a sample sentence to go with it. That is, if you still don't know the meaning, then at least you know there's a sample sentence where you'll be like, ah, okay, I know this. So the first sample sentence is that politician supports policies that favors business and industry. That is our first sample question. So you'll have your your definition, colon, and then they give you your basically your sample sentence. All right. So now we're going to use dictionary definitions, right? So when it comes to dictionary, remember we said that the definition we have, like, depending on the amount of definitions there are, you'll have the definition plus the sample sentence of it, right? All right. And we need to use the dictionary definitions, meaning the meanings, right? And remember, keeping in mind, a dictionary entry can give you many kinds of informations about a word, and it usually includes definitions of each of the words' meanings or its senses. All right. So we need to use the dictionary definitions, meaning that we will have a, a definition, right? And then we need to look at the different uses of the dictionary definitions. All right. So here we have a word that is cascade. And the first dictionary is it's a small, steep waterfall. The second one is that it is something that flows forth, resembling a waterfall. All right. So when we use dictionaries, right, we have, firstly, once again, we have our name, we have pronunciation, we have the part of speech, then we have the different multiple meanings of that word. All right, so now we're going to our test where we're going to use dictionary entries. And it says, look at the sentence obscure. It's an adjective. So obscure. And an obscure, right? If we were to find the definition of obscure, And if we were to look at the specific entry, right, it says we need to select the definition of obscure, the definition. And the definition of obscure, it means not well known. That is the first one. Well done. The next one is we need to select the definition of best or based. And it is to sew something with long, loose stitches to hold it temporary. All right, and we need to select the definition of based. And the definition of based, right here we have a word, a pronunciation, a part of speech. So now we need to find the meaning of the word, and the meaning over here is to sew something with long, loose stitches to hold it temporary, which is option one. All right, option one is correct. And then the last one says, please select the definition of plastic that is in the sentence. All right. So now when it comes to using our dictionary definitions, we need to now say or select the definition of plastic. The definition of plastic. Our word is plastic. All right. And if we were to select the definition of plastic, right, then we can say it is fake or insincere. So we need to find the definition of the word plastic. And the definition is fake or insincere. Katie hoped sympathy didn't come across as plastic. And plastic is either fake or insincere. So well done. We need to now find the definition of contour, the definition, the meaning of the word contour. Is it an outline or shape of something or from fringe? All right. And then lastly, we need to select the definition of contour, the definition, the meaning of contour. And we said it is to outline or shape something. All right. So now, when it comes to dictionary words, right, or reference skills to do a dictionary, and then our words needs to be in alphabetical order. So as much as we were looking at the different words, we were looking at the meaning, how to pronounce the words. When you look at a dictionary, right, and you're looking for a specific word, then the dictionary entry or the word is in alphabetical order. It's in alphabetical order. So which means that you look at the first letters. If it's the same, you go to the second letter. If that's the same, you go to the third letter and so on, right? Up until you'll be able to see which word comes first, and then it needs to be alphabetically. Because if you're looking for a word that is to do with L, right, then you'll look at the guide words and maybe look at the guide words that starts with L and whatever the next letter is within that word. All right, so that is basically dictionary skills, the sort of skills, the words that is being used, right? So when it comes to a dictionary entry, just know that firstly, your words within a dictionary is alphabetical order, right? They give you the word, the entry word. They give you the pronunciation, how it is, how it sounds, the the part of speech, whether it's a noun, a verb, an adjective, whether it is plural or superlative or um, type of word. Then they give you the definition. Sometimes words might have more than one meaning, and then within a dictionary, you will have all of those words or the definitions within that entry. Plus, you will get your example sentence of each. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson on alphabetical order. Thank you very much for joining the class, and I really hope you're going to have a good evening further. So, till next time, goodbye.